Yo, my bad. Grand Rising, peace of love, my bad, my phone rang soon as I was getting ready to start this. Grand Rising, cousin. Grand Rising, what a blessing to see you. Peace and love, peace and love. So, gratitude and chill, as you can hear, is kind of different this week. As soon as I jumped on here, my background music was acting crazy. So I said, okay, we're just going to chop that on off. I'm not going through that. I already know it was going to try to make me say, oh, I'm not doing it today because, I've been, I don't want to say distracted, but I've been like super busy. But no, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. Okay, now my earphones are out. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Sorry. My a very close friend from, oh my gosh, before I even had my daughter, my daughter is turning 18. And she calls me, and it's so amazing that she still remembers my number. It's been decades, and she is amazing. So every time she calls, I try to answer her. I tell her I do a podcast, but she forgets, and that's okay. I'm glad that she's doing okay and sending love to her. I want to send love to all my family. We've been connecting, and there's a lot of echo. That is my mic. Hold on, let me turn it down. Is that any better? I had no business not mic checking. I'm terrible with that. Terrible with it. I hope that is better. Thank you, cousin, for letting me know there was an echo, and there is an echo on this microphone. I have to watch how loud it's turned up. So perfect. That's better. Yeah, it's definitely the microphone. Um, Grand Rising, welcome to Gratitude and Chill. Happy Thursday. I am amazed at how fast this week went, but I'm grateful. I got a lot done. Still, I'm sitting here with two laptops open right now. Grateful that you were able to come and spend some energy with me today. Peace and love, cousin. Peace and love to the block. I have been neglecting the block a little bit only because I'm working on the next Gratitude and Chill. And tomorrow I will be doing the next installment of Conundrums of Blackness. I'm super excited about it. I work really hard on trying to break segments down. When I tell you I'm grateful, I had a good meeting with the president of the Historical Society. I was able to meet her family, and we were able to talk, and she met my daughter, and that was a very beautiful experience. And I'm just so grateful for these past couple of months in this journey. It's just, I'm still amazed. I'm still in awe. It's kind of hard to even put words to it because there's so many layers to this journey I've been on. And it never ceases to amaze me how growth can just appear out of situations you would not expect to see growth. I honestly thought doing my genealogy would be, I don't know, like kind of hard, which it is. I'm grateful for answered prayers and another day, family, improving health, and the ability to give all honor and praise to the Most High. Yes, yes, yes. And I am so grateful for you and your energy and you being here today with me. This is amazing. I totally agree with you. I am completely in awe. I think I've been in awe now for a couple of weeks to meet people who are related to me and to experience just this genuine connection is so different for me. And it's so beautiful and it's so exciting to be doing this work. And I don't even want to call it work, but doing this process of trying to reconnect um, what has been neglected or lost, depending on each family's story, situation, just going through the processes of reconnecting, even just the thought of it is huge. But to actually be involved in it, it's been such a joy to me outside of me being a parent, me being a woman, a mother, and it's been I'm amazed. My daughter's graduating next month, and I even took a risk and began homeschooling a couple of years ago and did not expect the results that I created, but I'm so grateful that I even went out on the limb and just believed in myself to even try, you know? And I'm so grateful. There's so many things I could go on and on and on and on and name physical, tangible things, but I'm really just grateful for my life and my health and my strength and my ebbs and my flows and my ups and my downs. It's like today, yesterday, the day before, I've had some monumental moments with the most beautiful people I have ever met in my entire life. And this experience is changing me and growing me. And like I said, it's hard to put words to this, but I definitely have the sense of gratitude and I feel encouraged and stronger and just more focused. And especially with wanting to write this book, everything that I was thinking, every perception that I used to really have, I don't really have it anymore. It's actually evolved a little bit because once you get information or you learn something new, it has to change your perception unless you choose to ignore, said information. But this process has been, I want to say, like a call. That's really the only way I can describe it. It's been a call, and I'm supposed to write a poem. I don't even want to say. I'm just gonna say call, and that's it. I'm gonna write this poem for my dear mother, Crystal. Crystal, I do adopt people. I have that spirit. I will adopt you. I will call you mother, grandmother. I don't know. It's just something I've always done. I don't know. And yes, I am adopted, but I don't know. I've just always had connections with different people. Different people have different energies, and some people have a mothering spirit. Count it all joy. We are becoming, and it definitely is unexplainable. I this is so hard for me to put it in words. I really struggle with putting this whole process. I mean, all of the layers. Me like there's so many like we're all coming from different angles of this one history, and it like you said, it's unexplainable. There's so many stories. There's so many unspoken, unknown names and people and places and things that have happened and transpired, and it's just it's heavy. But then there's this call. There's like this call. It's faint, but it's strong. And I don't know. It's like I've been hearing this call for a long time. I had no idea. what it was. I've tried tons of avenues searching for the call, and I never hit it until now. And I'm not quite there yet, but I can tell that I'm definitely on the right track. And being surrounded by all of these beautiful, talented people, like literally everyone, like all of these beautiful people just fell out of nowhere. It's like for decades, I literally told myself there, like this was it. This is the only family that has to be left. This has to be it, And I literally think that that plays a lot into the psychology of us as individuals. I won't even throw color into it. I'll just say us as individuals. When you don't know who you are, and that is intentional, there are effects. And I think, I'm just really grateful that a lot of these wrong avenues and wrong thinking and all of these other things didn't really destroy me. I'm really, really grateful for that. I'm grateful that somehow, somewhere, I had enough faith to, I would say, do the bare minimum to get here because I had no idea 10 years ago who I was, who my parents were. I don't even want to say 10 years. I could say longer for my dad. It's been a process having people, tell me who I was. It's been a real process for me to, after 4 decades, have another perception of myself. But I am really grateful for it. It's like a rinse cycle. A rinse cycle happened, and I have so much clarity now. And even though I still have, it seems like more questions than ever, that's not a bad thing. Because the questions I have now, I never would have had before without the information and the help and the support and the encouragement that I get and keep getting. And I'm so grateful for everyone that I've recently met. You guys have inspired me to like literally not give up. I was so close to giving up. And honestly, I wasted probably 3 decades because I had already given up. I didn't even, it was so hard getting information because everybody's like, talk to your family and ask you. It was so hard to get the truth from anyone. Maybe they didn't know. I'm no judgments. Through this process is another thing I've learned. Like I really have no judgments. I have feelings. I have emotions, of course, especially with my situation. But I really don't have any judgments because as I do this research, I'm also studying the different wars that aren't spoken of here with the peoples. I'll just say like that. In these years of these that I'm researching from what the 1600s, probably further back than that, but literally all in the United States, 1600s on to the 1900s. Knowing what was going on here is was very important for me too. And it's so crazy because I went to school like everybody else, and I could not stand history. And mind you, I was taking college courses, 12 years old in ninth grade, very, very intelligent. But I don't know if I have a radar for things true and untrue, or just something. Here's what I say about the truth. The truth, it will always be the truth. If you leave out one inkling of the truth, then you've distorted the truth. I don't know if everybody sees it like that, but that's literally how I see it. Everybody may have their reasons for leaving bits and pieces out. It could be shame. It could be they don't know. I mean, there's a million and one things it could be. But the truth is the truth. And sometimes, I don't know, it's like the truth has an energy to it. But I've always been like the type that asks questions. And it always got me in trouble. It always got me in trouble. I've toned down a lot because I noticed a lot of people, especially like people in authority, older people don't really like certain questions. And I come from a time being raised by elderly people where we didn't even like listen. You can tell my mom's not living today because if she was, I would probably, if she was like around me, like I would probably be totally different. I wouldn't be as outspoken at all because she did not play that. So it's like, this is why this is why I talked about this silent generation. Well, I touched on the different generations in the first episode of Conundrums of Blackness. Because every generation has their own niche. I'll call it a niche. They have their own thing, and normally you're closer to your own generation with your parents. But with me, I really do count this all joy. I love those words, count it all joy. Um, Being with these elderly people, I think it primed me to have more understanding on this journey for like right now. Like what I went through growing up and the experiences, and it seems like it. I used to think it was for nothing, but now I know there is like nothing happens for nothing. I don't really believe in coincidences. I'm more into consequences, not really coincidences. I really do believe that everything happens for a reason, especially now. Being taught to write cursive when my generation, I mean, I believe I might have been the last generation to even be taught that. The majority of the youth these days cannot read cursive or write cursive. So many things have changed, and I'm just grateful for what I was able to learn from my parents, from my beautiful, beautiful adopted parents. And I'm just really grateful for this growth that this journey has is really teaching me. Like I'm learning so much. I honestly adore passing out every night with a good tired. I be going to sleep every night, like literally exhausted, but it's a good tired. And then I'm super energized to get up and get back to researching or, handling what's going on in here. Gina was going low yesterday with her blood, and it was crazy because I'm not saying I forgot she was diabetic, but ever since she got the insulin pump, that expensive contraption, which is a literal pancreas, outside of her body. It's like amazing what they can do outside of doing the cure. That's a whole nother life. She hasn't had any like episodes, which is so rare and the opposite from the first 6 years, 7 years. I think she's been on the pump a year now. So we don't have as many episodes, but every now and then maybe the insulin is too strong for her. It could be a hormonal thing. All kinds of things can just go on with your body. And you have to adjust the insulin. You have to catch it, number one. You have to adjust the insulin. So she was going low a little bit yesterday. And then I was asleep last night. She's usually up late, and she went low last night. So, I got a lot of mess going on. Here's this phone going off. And they can leave a voicemail. So I'm juggling between caregiving, researching, also podcasting, and I'm researching all the time. I literally all the time. I'm just really grateful that I even am able to even do this. I have the want, the diligence to even want to do it. Because it's really a choice. Even being grateful at this point, it's like it's a choice. Sometimes I will get very human. I will get very human. I may get sad, but those times are there very few now from how I used to be. The depression was real. I'm suffering from depression. I don't really I don't really deal with that anymore. I have my good cries and I pick myself up and I keep going. And I'm even grateful for the knowledge of just acknowledging when I'm a little low on energy, positive energy. I deal with it, I feel it, and then I do whatever it takes to move from there. And a lot of times, different people surround me, even if it's just a text, they give me encouragement, and it does not fall on deaf ears because it's really hard out here emotionally dealing with people who are not really emotionally balanced with a certain level of emotional intelligence. Y'all know I love the Emotional Intelligence Bible. It's a 13-hour audiobook. It is amazing psychology. I think it helped me become a great parent and understand how to parent, because I didn't want to be from what the lost generation or the great generation. I didn't want to parent like I was shown how parenting goes. So I got up and I just looked for books. I educated myself. Just a different way of thinking. It's not like I took a pen and a paper and I said, well, I have to do this and I have to do that. No, it's just like a different way of thinking from different information just to get a different perception of another human being. Because we're all number one, children of the Most High. And then we're all individuals. We all digest things differently. And these days and times, it is hard to find good people. So I love you. I love all the good people in the world. I'm telling you, good people amaze me. Good people amaze me. And they're amazing and they come in all types of people. I've met all I can see here and just picture all of the beautiful people in my life currently, or maybe they moved away, or I knew them years ago. I used to work in Alexandria, Virginia, and that is a very diverse area. Well, it was when I was there. I want to say 2012 maybe, and every day I just always met new people, good people, beautiful people. This is why I love when I'm outside and I'm walking down the street and everybody's like, hey, and I'm like, hey. That is so me. I love people. Even though I'm more of an introvert, I would rather not be in around the people. I do it when I have to. But I'm just really just, when I tell you I'm grateful for this growth, I'm grateful for this space here on the block. I'm grateful for the energy that you guys share here on the channel. I see you. I see you. Peace and love to the UK as well. Charles Martin, I see you. I know that is your analytics. You and whoever else is viewing me from over there. I see you, Nigerians. Really heavy watchers here on the block. right under the UK, of course. And of course, the United States is number one, of course. I really do appreciate all the support and the patience, especially the patience, because I have been doing so much digging into my genealogy since I have all of these new resources. Because I'm not going to tell you, I'm not lying when I say I was about to give up. And when I tell people that, they're like, no, no, you came too far, And I've even encouraged cousin Jermaine. I can't wait for him to do his DNA. I don't know where he is, but I know he'll pull up when he gets this. He might be driving. Hope he's safe and well. I can't wait for him to do his DNA because I can't wait to do his tree because I hope he lets me do it. I cannot wait. I'm just super excited. Saturday, I will be on DI's TV's channel. Make sure you go and give her a subscription as well. I want to give a special shout out to Trey 57 Productions. You always showing love. I want to show you some love as well. I have to come to your channel and check out some of your videos I saw that you posted. Um, I want to thank you for joining me for Gratitude and Chill today. I'll be here. I will be here every Thursday, 5:55 p.m. New York City time, just to come and share some gratitude, share some love, share some energy. I want to thank my cousin Ayawa for pulling up to the block. I am so grateful that you came. And oh my goodness, like I said, I'm so grateful to be able to just be in this space. It feels good. My sister Denny called me yesterday. She was like, "You are glowing. What's going on?" I guess she thought I had a man. I don't have no man. I'm just happy. I'm just really proud. My baby's graduating, all A's and B's. I think she did. What was it? It was either trigonometry or calculus this year. I can't. I gotta get her transcripts together. Where she was taking her assessment test on the 12th. Her 18th birthday is on the 18th. I'm just like, well, I'm not going to say when you, like, I have a lot of children. I have one child, and she made it to 18. She is a type 1 diabetic. She's been type 1. I think this is going on the 8th year since she was 10. And I'm just really humbled and grateful for for her life, for my life, for her strength, and everything she's taught me as a mother. It's just, I just have nothing but gratitude. I have nothing but gratitude. I have nothing but gratitude. Nothing but gratitude. When I tell you, I know that my parents are looking, I know they're here. And I'm just, y'all have no idea. I'm not going to cry today. I get emotional because this feels good. And it took a long time for me to have balance and to just be able to just be who I am. It took decades. It almost took me out of here trying to just know who I am. It's just that part I'm still trying to mend a little. But I just feel good praising the most high to have you in my life with your uplifting personhood. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I'm trying. This is new for me. If you had met me um 5 years ago, baby, you would have got healing oil. You would have pulled out everything you could. I was um the easiest way to explain it all in like a theme, it would be the movie where the weird scientist or whatever you want to call him was making Frankenstein. Just clip that, and I was Frankenstein. That's the literally when I think about what happened to me, It's weird that I say what happened to me. I never even said this before. When I think about what happened to me, that is the image that I get. Is that movie? It's an old movie because I grew up around these. My brother had all the old movies. My adopted brother, who is also my anyway. My adopted brother Sydney. He had all the old movies, like all of them, and they used to scare the mess out of me. Um, I can't. I think it was Frankenstein, the first, like the really old movies, probably like the 30s or the 40s. That's what it reminds me of. Like before, I just have to tell a whole long story. Like it's just that, like the image of that. So I had to literally rewire my entire circuitry, if that makes sense. I had to seclude myself, pull myself away from everything that I knew had been, had done, and literally rewire myself. And I'm still in the process of that. And I believe that's going to be a lifelong thing because if it took all these decades to get me like this, it's going to be a process. It's a growth process. That's literally all it is. It's a growth process. It's a journey that I answered. Like it was either do right by me or do the opposite. And I chose, ooh honey. What was the game show where you pick something and you could pick something and it's not good or you pick something that's good? Well, I picked a winner. I picked a winner. I had no idea that doing my genealogy and comparing my DNA and aligning myself with my own narrative and my own truth, not narrative as in a false fable, but a narrative as in the truth. I did not know how effective that was going to actually be, but I do know for 4 decades I wanted to know. I wanted to know. I wanted to know. I wanted to know. And I also know people definitely did not want me to know. So it's a little, it's a little, it's a little, it's a little Frankensteinish to me. But like I said, there are no, there are no coincidences. So I look at it as no matter what happened, I knew something was up. I am the epitome of an Aquarius to the T. I don't want to call it nosy. I have to find a better word, but I'm very curious and it's things just have energies, and you can't just people just don't appear out of nowhere, especially babies. Babies just don't come from nowhere. So it's like I always knew, and I've always had premonitions from strangers, and oh my goodness, all kinds of things have happened these past 4 decades that were really preparing me for now, and my mind is blown. So now this is what's like my book. Before I had the information that I needed to be able to look back and say, wait a minute, these things weren't happening to me. They really were not happening to me or because of me. I blamed of course, well, I don't know. I'm a weirdo thinker to me. I feel like I think like the whole world goes right and I go left. Like I've always been like that. It bothered my mother for me to be like that because not assimilation was a real thing for their generation. So they were not like they were not with me going against the status quo. Like there were no rebels or no uh, rebellious ones going to be in her home. She did not play that. But see, that is kind of who I am. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but like this is the nature that I have. It's just I had to learn what to do with it. I'm an avid researcher. I'm an avid I can find people and things and I found my mother. They tried their best to hide her from me and I pulled up right to the door. And my grandma was like, "What in the world are you doing? You got here. You really did this." And I was like, "What did you think?" Like literally shocked. Like, what did she think I was gonna do? This is my mom. So I've always had. I didn't know what was going on, but I always had this feeling, this calling. It's like it was a calling. It really was a calling. And I'm just super grateful for me to have been in my right mind to really have never really given up. Because I kind of did almost giving up, but almost giving up is not really giving up. So I really didn't give up, but I almost did, and I really, really wanted to, especially when I got my DNA test. I was like, "Can I get my money back?" I said, "They can have these results and take them back." I hollered in here for like 2 months. I lost weight, my hair fell out. I literally just fixed my hair back from then. No one knows that. It was horrible. I needed professional. I needed a. I needed. I don't even know what I needed. I needed Ayanla and Dr. Phil to like guide me through that whole process. I had no business doing that by myself, but that's who I am now. If somebody tells you, "Don't you go look in that door," I'm going to look in this door. From now, I want to know why you told me not to look in there. Well, you could have just said, "Well, listen, this is behind this door. You got a choice." So you have to trick us Aquarius. Because I'm just curious like that. And I've always wanted to know who my father was. And I always wanted to know who everybody was. Like my adopted family, we have reunions. Oh my gosh. Those are so fun. Oh my God. And the food and all the cousins coming from everywhere. Oh my God. And I used to let her ride motorcycles. Mind you, I'm tiny. Tiny little girl, probably. Let me see, my cousins used to ride me in Philly, and then they used to come down to North Carolina on all their bikes, and mommy would let me ride with them. I used to almost faint. Like, she really gonna let me do this? Because she never used to never let me do nothing. Every time I want to do something, she'd be like, "No, no, you can't do this, you can't do that." I'll be like, "Oh my goodness." Can't do nothing. But when my cousins came on them bikes, those were still the best memories to this day. Still the best memories to this day. And I'm just really grateful for family. And I haven't been able to say that in a long time because most of my immediate loved ones, like my aunts and uncles that I grew up with, like they passed. Like the oldest one is still living. Not the oldest one, I'm sorry. The baby of them she's still living, and I call her Aunt Mommy. I always have and I always will. My Aunt Mommy Lil, and I have to call her. But I've been so emotional lately. I've been kind of not really calling her, but I'm gonna call her this week because I want to hear her voice, and I hope we get to see her face because she looks like every last one of my. She looks like my mom and her sisters and brothers. She look like every last one of them. She's the baby. This is my adopted family, which is literally related to me. I think we're, I think I'm seeing it somehow. They were really related to me, and like that's a whole like there are so many things I'm so grateful for, and so many things that are happening and being revealed, and it feels good. I wish all my family was into this so they can know who they are and pick their pride up about themselves and love on each other and get together and we build. I really want to start. I'm not going to say it. I want to say it so bad. I'm not going to say it. Some things you just have to just breathe in and out and manifest it quietly. but I'm going to build something and I know that it's going to be amazing and I can't wait and I'm excited. I want to thank you again for listening to me ramble on and on this week for Gratitude and Chill. Um, Sometimes you just have to pause and give gratitude, and I try. Well, honestly, I do that a lot now because I'm starting to see things so differently. Even when I had an issue with the housing people, it was so crazy. The lady was like, "You are very positive." I said, "Ma'am, don't give me no, don't do that. Don't give me too much credit because I'm not always." She said, "No, no, no, no. You never complain. You don't call me. You don't rush me." I said, "Ma'am, you're working. If you need anything, I know you have my number. You'll call." I said, "There's no need for me to come in here, hollering at you or doing this and that. Everything is ran by these computers and people in suits in offices somewhere else. I'm not, you're helping me, I'm going to give you respect." And it's like, that comes from just being grateful. I was grateful that she even let me in her office to sit down and talk to her to fix the problem. She was like, "Oh my God, most people." I said, "I am not most people. And I like my energy. Everything don't need my energy. Or everything doesn't need my reaction. That like I can actually overlook something. Someone might be having a bad day. Sometimes I'm like that. Are you serious? Sometimes I have an attitude. And people give me grace. And I'm just really grateful for this process of growth. I want to thank you for joining me this Thursday. It is already the end of May. We got graduation season coming. Oh my, we lit, we lit. Thank you for joining me this Thursday for Gratitude and Chill. Please, I want you to be safe and aware out here in these streets. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You can join me tomorrow if you can. If not, you can always come back and watch me on a replay. I'm coming tomorrow. I forgot the title. Let me try to think. No, I can't even remember it because it's too long. Anyway, it's already in the podcast list. So I will be back here tomorrow at 5:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York, New York, and also Saturday. Actually, I'm glad I said this. Saturday, not at 12. It's too early for us because sometimes I'm up late. And then actually, Saturday morning, I have a call with a new cousin and we're going to work on some things with this new platform that I haven't been using. So I want to get that done early. So we're moving the collaboration that we do on Saturdays on her channel. We're moving it to 3 p.m. So hopefully I will see you there. I will definitely share it in my community tab. Please like the video. You can even dislike the video, honey. I appreciate all the comments, the engagements. Help my channel. The fact that I am positive stuff and uplifting stuff, and I'm not up here talking smack and talking crazy. They don't share my videos. They probably barely give a notification. So hopefully you can subscribe, hit the notification, and you get one. If not, I'm not in control of that. I'm so sorry. But other than that, I will still be here. You can always leave a comment, question, suggestion, etc. I'm always here. I love you. Peace and love.